I'm headed up to Forest Falls today. It is a semi-hazy day in June 2012. We're at 3,000 foot elevation here. And it's a really curvy road, so I'm not going to take for too long, but I just wanted you to see what the drive was like. And there's why I cleaned my windshield. The sun's hitting it, and I was having too much difficulty seeing through the dust. It's kind of a pretty scenic route. The river runs all along the side of the highway here. So I just passed Thurman Flat picnic area. It's kind of a nice little spot. I guess it overlooks the river down there. I'm thinking I've been to Thurman Flat before. It's not too far up the 38. If I have, it's been a long time. There's all kinds of interesting little side places to explore up here. Only about another 6 miles to Forest Falls. 42 to Big Bear Lake. And we're going to Valley of the Falls Drive.
Slight right onto Valley of the Falls Drive. Continue on Valley of the Falls Drive for 3 miles.
Deer the next 4 miles, deer crossing, potentially. Area subject to flash flooding and mudslides. Okay, a little history on this area. I think it was 2003. It was several years ago. We did have torrential rains that winter, so it sounds about right. But in July, there was a freak storm, and Forest Falls was demolished by a massive flood and slide. People were buried, their homes were destroyed. I mean, it was just devastating. I've seen a few videos here on YouTube of what happened, and it was just a shock. I mean, no one expected it. So it was pretty sad, but the area is recovered. I mean, it's natural for this place to do that. It's kind of a magical little spot, this little town where people live along this highway. Everything is really green, there's tall trees, it's pretty. Somewhere up here there's an area to park. Just gotta find it. I wouldn't mind living up here, except that it's so far from town and everything. Found it! I was starting to wonder. It is a long, steep road, 25, 35 miles an hour at most, all through that. It's kind of scary because off to the sides you'll see these big trenches. It's drainage. And when it floods, and these are filled with rocks in the bottom, and they go across the road, come down one side and off the other, and it's to control the flooding. Would not want to be here when it rains. I am far from the only one with the idea to be here. The trailhead parking is full. There's more where the picnic area is, but yeah, there's a few people. I wish I'd gotten an earlier start, but you do what you gotta. Little lizard buddy doing push-ups on the rock. Hi, guy. I'm patently out of breath. I'm gonna have to take it easy. It's maybe 4,000 or 5,000 foot elevation here, which I'm not really used to right now. A lot of hikers. So I thought about maybe finding a campsite and coming back tomorrow at daybreak. However, tomorrow is Saturday. So everyone else may do the same thing. So, I'm here, and I'm hiking. Butterfly. Little butterfly. There's some wildflowers that I'm gonna have to get some stills of. So here's what the place looks like. not too far from the parking. I just got all my gear together. And we walk. Okay. Falls Tract Trail. It's not fantabulous quality video on this camera. Just serves my purposes because it's easy to handle, and I'm saving the battery on the Lumix for stills, so I don't want to run it down before I get up there. Here's one spot. That's an example of the runoff that happens during flooding. Water comes down across the road, goes on down that ditch to the ravine below where the river is. Yes, there's really not so much a trail as it is a flood channel. Holy cow, look at this. That's what I'm walking on. When it rains, this is the river. It's kind of like the convergence of a few rivers. And there's the main part of it. Just to get a little more decent quality shot, I'm using the Lumix to show you the valley here. This is what I'm hiking up. It's really, really amazing. So during heavy rains, the water comes down this, probably in quite a torrent, across the trail, and down there to a huge riverbed. This all washes out regularly, I would think. Right about this point, if you were up here with me, whether you know me from the lupus support groups or from some other time in the past when I was more well, you might be asking, looking at this trail, why are you doing this, Tala? Well, why are you doing this? Because you have lupus. That's why I'm doing it. Because I can. Looks like the trail goes up there, but it doesn't. Apparently it points left. And it says, warning, use caution when crossing Mill Creek. Possible high water and flash floods. Which, as I mentioned, has happened before. Trail goes that way. Okay. I had to back up to get this effect. Here's the riverbed. And like right there, it's coming from the falls. wilderness permit required 1 mile ahead across the creek. That explains the split. It goes to Barton Flats, I believe. So the trail's actually still over here, going up, up, up. There's just more than one direction to go around here. You really should see the size of these ants. These things are humongous. This is an ant highway. These things are huge. Look how big that is. And they run fast. Look at them go. Okay, here's how large the log is that they're on. That's where the trail leads. Let's not scramble on the loose stuff too much. Well, it's sort of funny. I gotta go back down to the parking and take a completely different trail to get to the falls. But seeing the creek up here is cool. I got good pictures. But yeah, somebody actually gave me the right directions. Guess I should have looked around where I parked. So I can follow the creek down or the road. I'm thinking the road. Hey Marilyn, you were afraid I'd get lost. I'm not really lost, I'm just on the wrong trail. But it's still a trail, I promise. It is funny though.